I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too.
What's up, everybody? Hey, this is Phil from Walmart Right Lane Trucking coming at you. It is Saturday night. It is my Monday. I had a very busy day today. And yes, I am saying berry like the strawberry. I know I wasn't hauling any strawberries, but I was just busy all day. So I'm going to show you guys a video real fast. Then we'll come back and talk about it later, right? So this was a video I took on my way home last Wednesday. So take a look at it. All right. So that we'll come back to and we'll talk about some more. But my day so far today is over. And boy, did I work my 14 today. I shut down with 13 hours, 58 minutes, and 40 seconds. 13 hours, 58 minutes, and 40 seconds. So it gave me a minute and 20 seconds. Otherwise, I would have been in violation. Yes, I push it sometimes that way. I don't mean to. I don't want to. But I get to a spot and I want to get there. And I'm bound and determined to make it to the spot on time. I probably would have shut down a couple minutes earlier if I didn't come around the corner and see another truck parked where I wanted to park. So I had to find a different way to park. Anyway, let me talk about my day. So obviously today is my first day out. And as you guys know, I rotate between two different tractors. Last week I was in 814. This week I'm assigned to 816. Now 816, when I went home on Wednesday, was parked. So I think it was in the shop getting the PM. And it was. That's what I looked it up, and it was. And so got all my gear in, got it started, everything else, did a check of it. Always double check. You know, we are slip seating to some degree. And when I say to some degree, is because I'm in this tractor all week. I'm not slip seating daily. I'm in this tractor this week, 816. Next week I'll be in 814. Next week after that, 816. Then back to 814. 1 week in each tractor. I see them as both mine. You know, I've got lights. You guys can see the lights up above. I've got lights in both of them. But it's important because during those 2 weeks, basically my days off and then the week that I'm in the other tractor, 2 other drivers are driving this tractor, 816. And I've got to make sure that they are reporting things. I'm doing my proper pre-trip and finding things if I'm finding anything, right? So one of the things that I found as soon as I got in here that the previous driver didn't write up. I mean, he left a little note, a big note actually. And he wrote a post-it. Oh, I don't think I have it anymore. What did I do with that post-it? Anyway, he had a post-it said def. That this thing needed def. And it did. It needed def. It was getting low. So he wrote this post-it for the next driver. Like, hey, don't forget to look at the def because it's getting low. And it was low. It was low. And somewhat disturbing, but I fully understand. And when I say this, is last week or the week before, whenever it was used and parked, whoever last had it, I think I'd have to look and see, but McCarran's DEF has been up and down. It's not working properly, then it works, then it doesn't work. Only one works. So I drove the tractor, tried to put DEF in it at McCarran tonight, and not gonna happen. So when I left McCarran, I went down to the fuel stop down there. I haven't even used them before, and pulled through and looked at the pump. No DEF at the pump, at least the pump I went through. So I just kept going, and then I just kept going down the road, got into Reno, and went to the TA down in Reno and got DEF down there. I already filled it with diesel at the DC, but we couldn't do any DEF, so I had to make a stop on my way to this location to get DEF, which put me a little bit further behind and put the time constraint a little bit tougher on me to get to this location by the end of my 14, but I still made it. So anyway, so what I'm saying is always do a good check of your equipment. The chains on the chain racks that are to secure them, the locks were locked, but the chain wasn't locked in the lock, and it's basically the tire chains, snow chains, go over this arm or rack, and then over the top of that is another chain that secures them so they won't fly off or bounce off while you're going down the road. Well, the previous driver didn't ever put the chains back on the way they're supposed to be secured. So again, you have to do your pre-trips, and you have to look at those things. Those are minor things. The inside was clean. It had fuel. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that was minor. But you still have to check it to make sure that you're going to do the right thing and get DEF, make sure those chains are secure, everything else. When I saw that, I also looked to see how many additional pieces of chain. So I had 2 more bags of chains. I have 6 chains on the rack, which is what I need. And then I have 2 more bags of chains, plus all kinds of bungees. So I was good to go. Do I need them today? No. Do I need them tomorrow? Probably not. Do I need them Monday? Probably not. Tuesday? Yes. Tuesday is when I'm going to need them, depending on where they send me the rest of the week. If they send me to Red Bluff, I might not need them. So it's better to know that you have them than to not have them, right? All right. So I got in the tractor and looked up my dispatch, and I had a load out of SAC that was relayed there, and it was to go to, the first stop was Oroville, and the second stop was Yuba City. So off I go. And the stores really did really well. I gotta hand it to them. The fourth store got everything off quickly. I was in and out of there in, I want to say, just around a half an hour. I turned in the paperwork, so I don't know the exact times. I'd have to look on the computer. Just around a half an hour. And then I went to the second store, same thing. I took a meal, came back. I might have been there about 45 minutes, but they had more pallets. So, and they had to move them into a trailer, half of them into a trailer. The other half went in the frozen freezer. The other dairy stuff went into the trailer that was there. So they did a really good job. And off I went to McCarran. When I first set my ETD, I was cautious. I didn't know how long they were going to take at these stores, so I didn't. I saw what it was, and I put in my ETD. What you got to be careful of when you're looking at your dispatch, if you're a Walmart driver, your new Walmart driver, the older Walmart drivers I'm sure know this already. When you're looking at your dispatch, you can look at more info, and it tells you how many miles it is from each location to the next location. That's not always accurate. So when you're doing your ETD, you've got to really kind of have a better idea of how long it is, from how many miles it is, or how long it's going to take you from that store back to where you're going. Because the ETD, the more info from Oroville to Yuba City showed 30 miles. It wasn't 30 miles, it was 49. And the more info from Yuba City back to McCarran was showing 149. And I'm like, what? How is that possible when Sac is 147 to McCarran? And Yuba City's even further away. So I already knew that wasn't right. So I adjusted my ETD accordingly to that. But I also added in extra time at each store that I didn't need because they got done faster than I thought. So on the way there, I kept looking at the time. Okay, I'm going to get into McCarran at this time. I could be ready in an hour or less. And so here's my new ETD and how much drive time I had left. So I actually stopped on the way. I was about 25, 30 miles out, and I stopped and updated my ETD. That way, the dispatch in the Rock has at least 30 minutes before I get there to update and give me a load, which they did. So a little bit after I got back on the road, boom, I got a dispatch. And I'm thinking, I listened to it, and the dispatch was calling for what I am on right now. Okay, so I get into McCarran, I get to the gate, there's another truck there, I inbound, I go on yard move, and I arrive in the dispatch system. All right. So as I arrived in the dispatch system, I told you guys this before, look for your trailer number that you're going to be taking. So I looked, okay, it's another reefer, so I got to go fuel the reefer I have, and then park it, and then grab the other reefer, grab my paperwork, and get out of here. Now, I still have another meal to take, but I wasn't going to take it. I was going to take it further down the road because it was 4:30, and I don't need to take that meal till 7. So I was going to get up to Nyack and then take my meal in Nyack. And it just didn't work out. I went and fueled the tractor, went and fueled the reefer I brought in, went and parked it. Then I started looking for my trailer. Found my trailer. Okay. All right. I pull up. I'm about ready to spin out and position the tractor right in front of it so I can back up to this trailer. This is attention to detail and paying attention. I noticed that the little white light on the reefer is not on. You're like, what is that little white light? Well, for our reefers, it comes out to be like a T. I don't know what, but it's on the front corner. Some reefers have a green light, some of them have different lights, but this is a white light and it's in the form of a T, and it tells you that basically it's functioning properly. And it wasn't on. And so I'm thinking, oh no, I got a mechanical issue with my trailer. And I'm going to take it to the shop because the reefer's not on. So I park in front of it, but I didn't back under it. I wanted to check it out first. So I got out. And yep, I walked right up to it. It's not even on. So I walked all the way to the back. Open it up. It's completely empty. Yup. They dispatched me a trailer that is empty. So I don't know how that happened, that's not for me to really judge. I just know it was empty and I couldn't take it. So I got back in the tractor, went to the dispatch office, parked the tractor, went in and proceeded to tell the dispatch coordinator that the load that they gave me, the trailer's empty. And she's looking at me like, huh? I said, yeah, it's empty, and it's a 48-foot trailer. It's next to door 424. It's completely empty. Reefer's off. There's nothing in it. Doesn't match my paperwork. Oh, no, your trailer's a 53. I'm telling you, this trailer is a 48-foot trailer. It is empty, unless we have a duplicate trailer number, which could happen. I haven't seen it yet, but it could happen that there's two trailers. One is a 48, one is a 53 with the same exact number. You tell me, guys, you Walmart drivers that are watching this, have you ever seen two trailers with the same number at Walmart? I haven't yet. That would have been a first. But it wasn't that at all. They basically probably wrote down the wrong trailer number when they were staging trailers for the outbound. That's the only thing I could think of. And they put that trailer number thinking they were going to use it, or maybe they were going to use it and then realized it was a 48-foot trailer and said, no, we can't use it, give us a different one, and they didn't change it in the system. That might be another thing that happened. That's the only other way. So she told me to wait, and I waited and I waited, and then finally she said, oh, I need another 20-30 minutes. So at that point I took my meal. I ended up being in McCarran for 2 hours and 20 minutes. And that's with my meal in there, so really an hour and 50 minutes of basically downtime because of this trailer mishap. Now, that and the DEF issue, I wouldn't have been pushing to get here so hard. But I had to get here, and if I didn't have that issue with an hour and 20 extra minutes and having to stop and get DEF, I would have been in and out of there. It wouldn't have been an issue, guys. But hey, I made it. So the load is American Canyon and Vallejo. Now, American Canyon, I've been here before. I've done videos with you guys here before. You basically come towards, like, you're going to go to Napa on highway, take I-80 all the way to Highway 12. Highway 12 going west, and then when you get to the end, you could either go right or you can go left. In this case, I go left towards Vallejo or towards the Bay Area, and American Canyon is there. So, and then Vallejo is just down the road from here, about 10 miles, 8 miles, or whatever, 5 miles. It's really close as well. That one is a neighborhood market. This is a super center. So I decided I was going to go ahead and overnight here. Come around the corner, and there's another trailer already here, reefer trailer as well, overnighting. And I'm thinking, do I go back around? I don't have time. I have 3 minutes. 3 minutes to shut down. I don't have time to go back out and around. I will just park right behind him, and if somebody comes knocking on the door and asks me to move, I'll just go ahead and move the trailer. But I think I've got enough room back behind us that people can still get through. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at. All right, let's go back to that video. So that video was shot on the way home Wednesday night. And as you remember, if you're watching my videos, we had a good storm come through all last week. Basically all last week it was just stormy, norming. And unfortunately this driver did not, I don't know the circumstances. Was he cut off? Was she cut off? I don't know if it was a he. I don't know if it was a she. I don't know if they were okay. I hope they were okay. It looks like they should have been okay. but it was raining and it's dark. You guys got to adjust your speed. You guys got to adjust your following distance. Don't get yourself in a position that is going to cause that. Don't get distracted when it's raining. Both hands on the wheel when it's raining. Standing water can do that. There could have been a car that cut in front of him and he slammed on his brakes. Who knows what happened, but you could see how quickly things could happen. So be safe out there, guys. Be safe out there. Now, I said we're not having any snow today, Saturday, tomorrow, Sunday, or even possibly Monday night, but they said Tuesday into Wednesday, definitely going back up over the pass. Now, the pass today was just gorgeous. Last week, yeah, you saw last week. Last week was not as fun, but today it was fine. It's always interesting because the Caltrans folks and the people that are assigned to do the clearing and the snow plowing and everything, they have this one machine, and it basically scrapes, kind of cleans, rotates it around, and then scrapes the side, and then blows all the extra snow up and over off the side, and it leaves this nice cut on the side of the road there where the snow is, and it makes it just like you're in a track. You're just driving in a track on both sides, and it's pretty cool. I do like that, but you can see how high the snow got on certain levels. So more snow to come, which is great for snowboarders and skiers and the like. But hey, this is Phil from Walmart Right Lane Trucking. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.